I don't think I've ever been my honest self since at least middle school. I had to move several times when I was a kid and I had to start from zero multiple times. With this came the burning desire to belong. I became like water, able to adapt to any situation and fit into any peer group. Making friends is easy when you're whatever people want you to be. But I never considered the cost. How I forgot how to be myself. Until I hit the biggest depression of my life. And nothing I achieved in my life helped in curbing away the sadness and suicidal thoughts. Everything I had felt hollow, and I couldn't understand why. Until I started to listen to Frank Ocean. There's something different about Frank Ocean's music. It's so transparent, like living through someone's experiences. Listening to his music is both intensely relatable and also uncomfortable, as my own repressed feelings start coming to the surface. He's probably the most relatable artist I've ever listened to. Despite this, he is considered one of the most enigmatic characters in music, with a digital footprint of a measly 19 minutes of footage, outside rare written interviews and Tumblr posts. Most of what he reveals to the world is through his music. This is what makes him so special to so many people. To understand this though, you have to go to his very beginnings. Namely, the two events that transformed the talented but raw Christopher Brew into the legendary Frank Ocean. First was joining the hip-hop collective Odd Future. This gave him the reverence and the do-it-yourself mentality that characterized the group. And the second and most important, life. As Frank himself has said, I hadn't gone through anything emotionally yet. I had never been in love. I had never been heartbroken. That's what really changed everything. That turned me into a real artist. It made a difference between somebody hearing something of mine and being like, wow, this is a fresh approach, and somebody hearing something and crying. This is what lit a fire inside him, culminating in July 4th, 2011, when Frank published a letter to Tumblr detailing how his first love changed his life, and how that first love was a man. At the time, most people focused on Frank coming out as gay or bisexual, which in my opinion is very simplistic and kind of misses the point. The letter was about a young man showing the most private part of himself to someone for the first time in his life, and being rejected. The true gift he achieved that day was freedom. The type of freedom that comes from shedding the burden of hiding your true self. As he said in the letter, I don't have any secrets I need kept anymore. I feel like a free man. From this point forward, this became his mission as an artist, as he put it himself, to give you his experiences. All this through the raw expression of yearning for a return to an irrecoverable past. Nostalgia Ultra. This is how Christopher Brew became Frank Ocean. From here we would see Frank transform his music into the raw and unfiltered expression of nostalgia, starting with his breakthrough mixtape. His music started to become very dreamy, empathetic, dodging categorization, and disobeying rules of genre and sexuality. A lot of this is present in his debut, Channel Orange, but he truly came into his own in Blonde. The subject of the songs got more personal and hard-hitting. Frank sings about the idea of love as a necessity, from women trying to get close to him for his money, to a girlfriend of his cousin knowing that he doesn't love her, to Frank himself being with someone who is in love with someone else. He further leans into this by singing about a relationship that didn't work out, with Frank resigning himself to become a memory, desperately hoping to maintain a place in this person's heart as they move on to someone else. And even touches on longing for someone who has passed away, Specifically, driving with his friend while overlooking a sunset sky, pink and white. His songs feel more like reliving memories, jumping between present and past feelings of love, melancholy, and heartbreak, much like our own minds tend to do. Listening to Blonde feels like nostalgia itself.
In my life, like times that I've enjoyed and that mean a lot to me, I often go back to them. You know, your own experiences and memories and, you know, personal wisdom and knowledge. So when I pull from that place, it comes along with pictures, you know. And when I'm trying to make a song, even the form of it, even the part that doesn't have words, the parts that don't have words, it's still, you know, really trying to make a photograph out of something that you can never see, materials that aren't visible.
He's still living by the same rule he learned in 2011, to not repress parts of himself or to just be what society wants him to be, to simply be the truest version of himself he can, to be free, even if it goes against everything we think is normal or smart for a famous star. This is why he disappeared for 4 years to live his life, why he didn't submit Blonde for Grammy consideration, why he creates a magazine, a visual album, building a stairway, or even a luxury jewelry line. Like his music, none of it is really to please his fans, the industry, or anyone other than himself. And this is why he's had such a big impact on me. Because it's this freedom that I ache for. To stop hiding my true self. Over this trying period in my life, I've realized that most of our time is spent trying to please other people rather than ourselves. We keep trying to fit into society and achieve things other people have told us we should want, to like who society tells us we should like. I'm always focused on being accepted rather than be myself. And this is what Frank's music leaves me with. A desperation to just be myself.